Hickok 45, coming to you from our satellite compound in the Soviet Union. Can you believe that? Yeah, look at this table. It tells you where we must be. Actually, the firearms are in good old Tennessee. Is that a table full of Mosins or what? Well, as you can probably tell, what we wanted to look at today are the short versions of it, the carbines, so to speak. And these are, I think, the three most common carbines in the Mosin Nagant family that I'm aware of and I've shot and that I see around and own, actually. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do that. We've not done that. We happen to have all three here, the 38, Model 38, the Model 44, and the 9159 here on the table, and they're fully loaded. Yeah, thanks to, of course, the Mosin crate, or we would not have the 38 or the 44 right now. So we thank them again. Pretty cool, sent these to us. And that 44 just arrived not long ago. Probably saw that on Facebook. A pretty one. Now it's post-war, at least post-World War II. We could have a war tomorrow that we're all engaged in, and we could use it, then it wouldn't be post-war, would it? It'd be current. It's 46, made in 1946. This one was made in 42. I remember that year quite well. I was, I think, about 42. And then, of course, the 9159, those were converted, you know, around 1959. Imagine that. That's kind of the year they think most of them were done, I believe. There's a lot of mystery around that one. And we have videos on all of these. We just thought we'd get all of them out and take a look at them side by side and just take a couple of shots with each one and then talk about a few of the differences if you're not aware. And also, just a personal note preference I would add is that I have grown to really like the carbine versions more than the long one. Nothing wrong with the long one, of course. It has served well, right? It did serve the Russians and the Soviet Union for many decades, many decades. But as has happened with so many military rifles, and often around the same time period, various countries have learned that you really don't need one that long necessarily. Of course, some of that's partly due to innovations in ammunition and, you know, powder and all that. But these babies are big enough. You know, they're big enough. Well, this is the 38, Model 38. And again, we have videos on all these guns, so I won't go in too much depth. But just for sake of comparison, this was I believe their first stab at a carbine model, and it was made, you know, roughly in 38. I think most of them, they got really kicking in 39, but from 38 to about 1945. For you folks in Kentucky, now we're talking about 1900s here, okay? Whenever I say 38, 44, when I give a number like that, I feel like I probably don't have to say 19, but I will occasionally for you folks. But in 1938, this one came along, and it was mainly designed for rear echelon troops, you know, tankers, cavalry, and, you know, not that cavalry is necessarily rear echelon, but folks that didn't need the long rifle, weren't necessarily in the front lines, you know, with a 40-foot rifle, bayonet extended and everything. And it proved to be a pretty nice rifle, even though it didn't have the bayonet. Let's take a shot with it, okay? Let's see if it shoots. They all sort of have similar point of impact. I don't think I have messed with the sights on any of these. 5 rounds loaded. We'll take a couple of shots with it. Miss a couple of times or more. Oh. Missed one anyway. Okay, I think I'm going a little bit low. I'm going to hit that red plate. Yeah, I was holding a little bit too low. Pretty cool. Hits hard. Let's hit something here really hard, like a 2-liter, a red one. Look at that. It brought it back to us. It really hits hard. Let's smoke a little pot while we're fresh into the video. And the flash is blinding almost, isn't it? So it's getting a little bit later in the evening. Maybe we'll notice the flash on these more easily. So the 38, yeah, that is, you know, by today's standards, who thinks of that as a short rifle? You know, I mean, that's really not that short. That's as much as I'd want to carry around, carry into battle. And by and large, I wouldn't feel like I was hindered greatly because I needed to shoot at 200 or 300 or 400 yards with it. I don't know, maybe a long-range rifleman would think differently, right? So that's the Model 38, and like I said, 38s are about 45. And now this one, you notice, as we pointed out in the videos, it has the little indentation here for the bayonet to lie in. Well, why did it do that? It didn't have a bayonet, but it was refurbished at some point. Because it's in 1942, I would say it was refurbished, and you ended up with a 44 stock, 1944 model stock, is what I'm saying. Because in the 44, you got the bayonet that lays right there, again, as a review. And so you want that little slot there so you don't cut yourself on it. And these stocks are basically the same, except for that little indentation, that little relieved area there. And when they started, well, they realized after a while, these were in a lot of hands. And even in the Battle of Stalingrad, it was used in battle and in other places too, I'm sure. And troops realized, same thing that you and I realized, hey, this might be big enough, right? And so the Soviets realized that, and they went about making this their rifle. They cut it down, but the big drawback to this one was it did not have the toad sticker. And the Soviets really believed in toad stickers. You've probably read enough to know they're even sighted in based on having the bayonet on the firearm. As I understand, even this one, it's supposed to be sighted in with the bayonet extended, so I've shot it both ways. I can't tell a lot of difference, but I've not, bench rested it or anything. So they wanted basically to make some more of these, but let's go ahead and get the bayonet. And then this was their main issue rifle. This is what they were going to, this baby right here. And now also I read that once they started making these, actually in 43, even though it's a Model 44, once they started making stocks for these, they're still making the 38s, they just went ahead and put these stocks even on the 38s. They just quit making the 38 stock that did not have the little relief portion there, because they both fit. This stock fits both guns. So you might have, I guess what I'm trying to say is, confuse you. If you had a Model 38, say, that was made in like 43 or 44, and it has a stock that has the little bayonet slot in it, it might not be a refurb necessarily. It could just been that they stuck it in one of these stocks, when it was made. So anyway, I'm not an expert on it, but I know how to shoot a little bit. Not these necessarily. Let's shoot this baby. All right. Oh, you know what? I should have extended the stock. Well, we'll take a shot without it, or the bayonet. This one, I think you hold right on. Yeah, nice. Who else needs to be shot? Right here. Cool. There's an old pottery pot that needs to be shot. Oh man, cool. What else? What else here? Oh, there's another pot. Let's shoot some more pot. Oh! I got that 2 liter somehow. That was clever. I got to put a couple more rounds. Now, I forgot to extend the bayonet. See if I can tell any difference. So the 44 was made from around 43 to 48, and then after the war, it was made in other countries. You may be familiar with the Chinese, Type 53, but these are pretty cool. Before I close the bolt, there I did it win again. If you've never seen one of these or used one, you pull down on that, goes around, up over the bore. That's pretty cool. It's right there with you, just like the Russian SKS, just a matter of opening it up. So whatever, speaking of that, got him, bullseye. Got him too. Let's put a round in and finish him off. I better back up a little bit. Just a little. Oh man, look at the flash. Let's fire these from down here and see if you can catch that muzzle flash. Nice. This thing is smooth. You think I can hit that target right there? I don't think I can match that shot. Oh, see, a shot low. Hey, this is a smooth rifle. It really is. Let's take another shot at that thing. Oh. I just had to do that, you know. I really don't expect to ever have to be in battle using a bayonet. So please, let me just pretend a little bit. That is cool. That is cool. And again, I maintain that this is one of those, just like the SKS, you know, with the attached bayonet, it's one of the ideal deer rifles of all time. Because it's an old milsurp rifle. You can't hurt it. It was meant for battle. Climb a tree, drop it out, so what? You know, and then when it comes time to field dress the deer, you got your bayonet. Just perfect, you know, perfect. So that's neat. That's our most recent acquisition. Again, thanks to the Mosin crate. Pretty nice. What else do I know about the 44s? Again, this is supposed to be a comparison. I get to playing too much, don't I? And enjoying shooting firearms. But the biggest difference is the bayonet. This is basically Model 38, you know, with the bayonet on it. You'll notice the sights. It has the short rear sights. Both of these do. Okay, out to like what they set for out to about 1,000 yards. Okay, and that's the way they come. They sure do. You know, a while back I actually picked up a 9159. I thought it was a 38. I just didn't know that much about them. You can see in that video how dumb I was. I admit to it in that video. And that's this one right here. It is a 9138, and you see the difference in the sights. Again, I think I probably already shown this, but this is kind of a catch-all video here. See, it's got a longer sight because this is actually a 9130 rifle that was cut down. That's what the 9159s are. That's what this one is. And it has the sight just like the big one over there. It's just they milled out the longer ranges on it out there. So that's how you can tell, you know, that you have a model 9159, and plus it says it right on the receiver here, but it's not a Model 38. And it's essentially very much the same thing, but it's different. It started life as a 9130 full length and then was cut down. Let's take a couple shots with it. Who's left here? Well, we still have our red plate, of course, to miss. Shoot low on. Boy, that's loud. My ears in tight. It was low, I think. On that one. This is the one I thought that I could shoot the best, but must have been going high. I don't know. We might shoot that one again. But anyway, this is the 9159, and in my shooting of this firearm, I probably shot this one more than the others, actually. It, in the video, I think I shot it pretty well. I don't know what I'm doing now, but the Mosin's kind of a weird thing to load in it. We've struggled. There we go. Should use, I guess, stripper clips, but I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I know I haven't moved the sights on it, but this is a really good shooter. If you want a carbine model, a short-barreled rifle, Mosin, you know, and you're not interested in collector's value, I don't know, this is probably not all that different from the others, a little bit. This one is just fine. I like it. At least I thought it did. Let me shoot the target there. I'm going to shoot at that hole on the upper, that bayonet hole. See where it goes. Like it went right in it, or else way off. Let's go back over there. Oh, I'll shoot the cinder block. Give me an idea. It might be going left or right. Boom. One thing about it, I can't see the sight as well on this one. Let's go for the red plate again. Okay, build her up on it a little bit more. Let's try a pot right here or something. There's a gallon jug right there. Nice. This one has a thicker barrel for a further distance because it was designed as the 9130, so it might have a little more meat in the barrel. But these are the three that you would probably see most often in terms of the short Mosins. And really any one of them is pretty cool. If you're thinking about one of these, you feel like your collection has a big gap in it because you don't have a Mosin Nagant. Hey, don't avoid these things because you think, well, those aren't the Mosins I know of, and the crates, you know, and the big long guns, because you might find these much more convenient for shooting. They're just, you know, more like a Mauser, you know, the firearms that we shoot most of the time. Most of our bolt guns that we own or like and shoot along those lengths and those lines. And again, this one is the 44 is a newer one, you know, 46. And I don't think there's been any refurbing on that baby. That looks like that might be original bluing and everything. It's hardly been used. So that's kind of neat. It's always cool to have one that was dragged around the battlefield, but having one in that kind of condition is pretty cool as well. Just really, it's almost like off the line, except for a rough spot on the wood there. And that bayonet, I mean, it's just incredible. Feels like it's brand new. It stabs well too. I'm gonna load it one more time. I know you're not too big a hurry, because I just like to shoot. This might be my favorite. I have actually wanted a 44 for a long time. I have come close to them, to buying one several times. Up at Knob Creek, I remember one year, and just you see them around. Some of them are really rough, but there's something about that length and the fact you have the bayonet on there. That is just this is pretty cool. Makes for an interesting rig. I noticed on one episode of Walking Dead, the guys had one of these things. Came in pretty handy, that toad sticker. You can imagine why, right? What do we shoot? Let's shoot a couple more at the red plate. Got to have some more misses over there. Ooh. Really pops it. Oh, cinder block. Yeah, powerful round. This one has a better sight. The front sight's a little more narrow. I can see it a little bit better. I'll bet I could even hit that 12-ounce strength right there. I tell you. What a marksman. Oh, I see a cup, pottery cup. Yeah. Oh, we saved one for the 2-liter right here. Should I do it one-handed? Nice. That was the last round. Okay, Mosin 44. Let's put it back on the table with these other beauties over here. So anyway, just a little fun with the carbine versions and a little review of them. Okay, Model 38, 44, and then the 9159. All nice firearms. And believe it or not, that's the one I thought I could shoot the best. And if I get the sight right, maybe I can. But this one, I don't know, that sight is easy to see, that front sight. A few changes on it. You'll notice it's got a wider sight base on it. There's little things like that they change as they move along through the years. It has a bigger sight base, I noticed, on the front sight. They made some changes on the bayonet on the later ones. It has this little hook on the top, just like it does on the bottom. Just, you know, people who really study these things can tell you every little detail about them. I'm not as interested in every little detail, but pretty neat. Interesting pieces of history, that's for sure. Look at here, John, we have a visitor. What are you doing? You want to shoot too, buddy? Huh? You like this? Is your favorite? The M38 is your favorite. Okay, little Worm's favorite rifle. Like I say, this one was when they made this, it was, you know, rear echelon mostly and that kind of thing, and they realized, hey, pretty cool, big enough, does a good job, let's go to that size. So this was kind of the blueprint for the new rifle, except it needed a bayonet, and that's what they did. So these are the two, I guess, mainly we're comparing. This is the 9130 that was cut down later on. There's all kinds of stories about this, or yeah, about the 9159. All sorts of stories that you'll see on the internet about why they cut so many of those down. They were getting ready for an invasion of the USA, or getting ready because we were going to invade them, or all kinds of stories, and who knows where all those come from. But a lot of mystery. Early on they thought those were cut down in Bulgaria, and then they changed their mind. That's probably not where it was done, maybe. So I don't know. You might know more about it. You might have been there. You might be even older than I am and helped cut those rascals down. Where were you? When did you do it? Why did you do it? What was on your mind? But anyway, 3 carbines that are a lot of fun and part of the heart of the Mosin Nagant family. Thought maybe you'd enjoy seeing all of them out here at once and see me miss with all of them and hit a couple of times with them. Really handy, perfect size. I like them okay. Life is good.